folks, and welcome to the Joe Morley Sports Show. I am Joe Morley, and today I got your team preview for the 2020 Dallas Cowboys. That's right, the America's team coming out. I don't know. We'll see. Let's talk about what they did. This is their new head coach. This is Mike McCarthy. You know him from the Green Bay Packers. He won 125 games, 77 losses. He won the Super Bowl with the Packers in 2010 with Aaron Rodgers. You guys know that. He made the playoffs 9 out of 13 seasons with the Packers. So, he's a good head coach, right? He's better than Jason Garrett. And so you got to look forward to that. We'll see how he runs this offense. But he kept the same offensive coordinator, so it should be good. Here's what the Cowboys did last year in 2019. Number one offense. They came out on firing, right? Passing, they were number 2. Rushing, they were number 5. So not a lot wrong with that offense. They even added more to it. The defense was number 9, so top 10 in both, and they still missed the playoffs. So you tell me how that happened. Was it the head coach? We're going to find out this year. All the Cowboy fans wanted Jason Garrett's head. They got it. They brought the new head coach in. The stats right here don't lie. It shows that they're a good team. Can they make it, take that next step in 2020? So they're best, the second best team on both sides of the ball on third down in the NFL in 2019. That means the defense got off the field on third downs. That means they stopped the other team on third down every time. And the offense would successfully get the first down on third down. So they have a good team. It's just executing and scoring some points. And that's what happened last year. They struggled in the red zone. The offense struggled once they got down to the red zone. They were 5th in points. And they struggled in the red zone. That's crazy. So imagine if they didn't have the struggles, because I think they were 15th in the red zone. So that right there, if they put more, it's going to be, imagine that. That would be the number 1 scoring team and the number 1 offense. So, they're going to fix some stuff this year. They added some weapons. I think they're going to be better. Let's break it down. Dak Prescott. He's been in the news lately, right? Patrick Mahomes got that big contract. Now Prescott's looking for his. He's been looking for it all offseason. Doesn't look like he's going to get it. He's going to play on the franchise tag this yeyear. Last year he put up 16 starts, almost 5,000 yards, right? 4,900, 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 65% completion. He was sacked 23 times, which is not a lot. That's actually pretty good. But the receivers did have 36 drop balls for Dak Prescott last year. And then there's everybody out there. And I put Andy Dalton. You can see him. When Andy Dalton as a starter, he'd be better than Dak, and he's worth the money, and Dak's not worth the money. Stop. Okay? Andy Dalton, I agree with you. He's a good quarterback. Is he a franchise quarterback? No. Is he good enough to come in and be the starter for a couple of years until you find the franchise quarterback? Yes. Is he better than Dak Prescott? No. If you want to go the cheaper route and you want to go with Andy Dalton, then okay. But he's not going to win. I would say Dak Prescott would win you 2 more games than Andy Dalton just on skills alone. But Andy Dalton would still have the chance of getting you to the playoffs, but he's not Dak Prescott, okay? So you will downgrade to Andy Dalton if you had to go that route. So stop it, okay, Cowboy fans? Dak Prescott has played 4 years. He's 40-24 as a starter, 97 touchdowns. He has 21 rushing touchdowns, only 36 interceptions in the 4 years, and a 65 percentage completion in his whole career. 65 completions. He's a good quarterback. You could say he's not elite. He's not a Russell Wilson, but he's a good quarterback, and it's going to be hard to replace him. I don't know what you guys want from Dak Prescott, but he's doing everything that he's being asked to do, and he's running the number 1 offense in the league, and you don't want to pay him. It blows my mind. So here's the superstars on the Dallas Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, but everybody knows him. He had no training camp last year. Remember, he showed up. He was in Cabo doing his thing. Then he shows up like a couple days before week 1. Still ran for 1,357 yards. 12 TDs, 2 receiving touchdowns, and 420 yards receiving. I think they need to involve him a little bit more in the receiving game, but he's still producing. He's still eating, right? Demarcus Lawrence, franchise player. He had 5 sacks last year, 45 tackles, 16 quarterback hits, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries. Tyron Smith. This is your offensive tackle, your big guy that's protecting Dak. The last 4 seasons, he has missed 3 games apiece. 3 games in each of those 4 seasons. But he's a 7-time Pro Bowler, and last year I think he only had 7 penalties, 5 of them being false starts. So he's the big man. He's the guy who's the personal protector, right? Here's the draft picks, and I did a big thing that I thought the Cowboys reached, or not, they didn't reach, but I thought they were taking a luxury pick with Ceedee Lamb, but they turned around and had a great draft. Diggs is a good cornerback. I think you guys are gonna love him. Gallimore, I think he should become a star, and Baidez should be a fucking good center. Ooh, I shouldn't have said that. My bad. And center, he should be a good center. So the rest of the guys just need to come up a little bit. Then they really not going to do much. I wouldn't think. But those are the 4 guys. 4 guys I highlighted are the 4 guys that you should be watching. And 3 of them, the first 3, will probably be right there on the starting cusp of this year. Without training camp or without extended training camp, they might take a little step back. But they should be there. They should all be there and be big contributors this year. This is your offensive depth chart. Dak Prescott, Andy Dalton. We already talked about Zeke. Tony Pollard put up like almost close to 500 yards last year. He was used pretty good. Everybody thought he was going to have a great year until until Zeke showed back up. So that was that. Amari Cooper, they just gave him a big contract. He had 1,189 yards last year, 8 touchdowns, but he dropped the ball 5 times. Gallup, he only played in 14 games. He had 1,107 yards, 6 touchdowns. Blake Jarwin is now taking over as a tight end. He had 365 yards, 3 touchdowns last year. Offensive line is looking good, right? They're not bad. It has to be one of the top. I mean, 26 sacks, 23 sacks is what it said. That's not bad, right? That's a good offensive line. Run that ball, right? Run that ball. Demarcus Lawrence kind of had a down year last year, if you want to consider that, with 5 sacks. The defense did lose a lot of good players. Byron Jones, Malik Collins, Robert Quinn, Jeff Heath. Those guys are all gone. The 2019 Cowboy defense is gone. Here's what they brought in: Gerald McCoy, DeAndre Poe, brought them both from the Panthers. Both of those guys I think Poe had 4 sacks. McCoy had 5 sacks. Panthers defense wasn't that good, but maybe they'll be a little different with the surrounding cast over here. They brought in Aldon Smith. He hasn't played a game since 2015. We'll see if he can stay on the field. But what you're looking at on this defense is their linebackers, and they have some great linebackers when they're healthy. And Van Der Esch, he only played 9 games, but in those 9 games, 72 tackles. A lot of people only get 100 tackles a year. In 16 games, he was almost there, and he only played 9 games. Jaylon Smith had a great year, 142 tackles, 1 interception. Lee had 86 tackles. So the linebackers are good linebackers. That's the key to this defense. Woozy, he's a great cornerback. He played good. He's there. Xavier Woods is probably, he could be considered one of the top safeties in the league. A little more experience under his belt. He had 77 tackles last year and interception. So we're looking at Diggs, the rookie, who's going to start on the other side of a Woozy. He might be picked on a little bit, but we'll see if he's up for the task. They brought in HA Clinton-Dix. That's your question mark right there. Can HA Clinton-Dix be the guy that he was in Green Bay when McCarthy had him? He bounced around to the what do we call him now? The Washington football team. So he went there. He went to the Bears. Now he's here. There's a reason people bounce around. Hopefully he can find the fix and get his career back going. So the Cowboy defense, it looks like a work in progress. Remember, they lost their defensive coordinator as well. So they're going to be changing a little bit of philosophy, but they should be going. And then you got Randy Gregory. I forgot to mention him. So you got Randy Gregory and Aldon Smith on the same defense. We'll see what happens. It's going to be some fireworks, right? Here's the defense, the schedule for the Cowboys. Rams. Open up against the Rams, which could be a good test because I don't think the Rams are as great as they used to be, but they're still a good football team, so it's going to be a good one. But, they could open up 2-0 right there. They got the Seahawks. Then they got the Browns, the Giants. And Giants, Cowboys are always a great game, right? Cardinals, improved team. We shouldn't say Redskins anymore, but I still got them on there. I got to fix that. Sorry. The football team in Washington, the Eagles, the Steelers, the Vikings, the football team, Ravens. So this back half of the schedule is where it looks like they're going to hit it hard, right? From like week 9. I mean, you could even say week 8 against the Eagles all the way to week 17. Eagles, Steelers, Vikings, Ravens, 49ers, Eagles again, and even the Giants. That's going to be the schedule. That's where we're going to see how good the Cowboys are. Here's my prediction for the Cowboys, 10-6. How do you like that? A high of 13-3 if everything goes correctly, and they get a couple wins that they're not supposed to, and a low of 7-9 because I can also see them dropping down, and a couple injuries here and there, or a missed kick here and there, and they go down to 7-9. I mean, they were 8-8 last year, right? So I give them 10-6, and I think that's good enough to win the division. Just me. Here's their salary cap status for this year. They have $4 million left. That's what they're getting the rookies under deal. Next year they have $31 million, but it could change due to coronavirus and all this. Talking about moving it some down. We'll see. They're big free agents though. Dak Prescott, right? Because you can't franchise him again. You want to franchise Dak Prescott? You know what you're going to have to pay? 120% of the salary he's making this year. So 120% of $31 million. Yeah, that ain't going to happen. So you either sign him or you let him go this year. This is the make or break season for Dak Prescott, right? So we'll see what the Cowboys think of him at the end of the year. Sean Lee, Gerald McCoy, Clinton-Dix, and Awuzie are all going to be your free agents. So we'll see how they deal with that. But like I said, the NFL wants to cut some of the salary cap down. So that $31 million might be there or might not be there. Might be a little higher, might be a little lower. But we'll see how that works out. This is my 2020 preview of the Dallas Cowboys, of America's team. Take it for what it's worth. If you see something that I didn't see and there's something that I'm missing, please let me know down below. Comment. Tell me, hey, you're missing this guy. This guy is going to make and break the Cowboy season. Cool, let me know. You guys watch more Cowboy games than I do. I do like the addition of Legatron, of Greg Zuerlein. I think he's going to make a great addition. The Cowboys did miss 10 field goals last year, which, it did cost them a couple games. So bringing in a guy like this that can kick from with the number one offense, and then you bring in a kicker that can kick 60-yard field goals. I mean, you're just adding to this team. And that's a great addition, and we'll see what he does, especially being indoors now. But yeah, if you're a Cowboy fan and I missed something, or you don't agree with my 10-6 prediction, let me know. Let me know what I missed, but come with the facts and prove it to me and show me. Hey, this is why this is why this, and we agree. And that's what we talk sports, right? That's what we talk in sports. But America's team is 10-6 in my opinion, and that's good enough to win the NFC East and make the playoffs. But Cowboys need to pay Dak. That's all I'm going to say. Pay Dak. I'm out of here, and have a great day, guys.